Oh, good evening. Hi, Alice. Anxiety News at 9 here. So, the big concern of the night is the housing market. What's going on with it? We're seeing prices decrease. The Wall Street Journal just posted that we're seeing a decrease in home values this year. So, we've reached out to our on the scene reporter. She's a real estate agent in the area, and she's going to be answering some of our most anxiety riddled questions about the housing market. Annette, what can you say about that Wall Street report saying housing prices have decreased? Hi, Anita. Thanks for having me. Annette Hedrick, Acre Realty. Hey, I hear the concern in your voice, and there's really nothing to be concerned about as far as the home prices go, that they've maybe decreased a little. Again, keep in mind the East and West Coast, California, Florida, they're going to be telling us a very different story. Here in Northeast Wisconsin, we've actually still seen an increase in value in homes since the beginning of 2023, anywhere from 10% as a high, and at the lowest month we saw just a 5% increase. But we're going to continue to see homes increasing in our part of the country for a number of years. Are we rolling again? Oh, hi. Sorry, I thought we were still talking on to Annette on the street. So here's our other question for you, though, Annette. Tell us, with these interest rates, how are buyers going to want to be buying? They're so high. Like, they're up to like 8% in some places. That's really, really high. I see here that, the home buyers are freaking out and not buying. Tell us, what are we going to do about that? Yes, the interest rates have increased. Absolutely. I mentioned that when in my last little segment. But all of the economists who deal in the real estate world say we're going to see below 6% by the end of the year, and possibly by the end of 2024, we're going to be back below 5% again. Are we going to see 3.2, 2.5? No, probably not. But really, even at the interest rates we are now, we are still much lower than what we've seen over the past 20 years. Okay, well, thank you for calming us down about that. But the home sales have gone down 20% since last year. What do you have to tell us about that? That makes me very afraid if I want to sell my house. What am I going to do? The reasons we're seeing a decrease in the amount of homes sold is there is a significant lack of inventory right now, and that can be attributed to a number of things. But one of the biggest reasons is the baby boomers, who are still booming, have not sold their homes yet. And so they are living in homes longer than any other generation. And then we also do have that increase in interest rates. And so that has had a little bit of an impact of people who maybe don't want to move up into a different home. But the decrease in home sale is not that the market is softening in any way. We are still seeing multiple offers in price ranges, most price ranges in our part of the country. Okay, Annette, thank you. You really are calming our nerves down, but the biggest question of the night, everyone is so afraid of this. How are we not going to have another housing crash like we saw in 2008? In fact, we have really literally heard the sky is falling on the housing market, and I'm very afraid that something might actually fall on me. What can you tell us about that? Let's whoa, hey, oh, hold on, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, have I been calling you Anita? Alice, let's take it down a notch. The sky is not actually falling, and well, cows are flying. The sky is not falling. Let's just get a reality check on what's really going on in this housing market. So, we are standing literally on the cusp of probably the largest demand for home buying in the history of the United States. We have heard for years that the baby boomer is the largest, the great generation, which they were a great generation, but they are no longer the largest generation. We have the millennials. The baby boomers are at 69 million, and we have the millennials that are at 73 million. Those millennials are getting to the age of their first-time home buying, which is typically somewhere between, the statistics I think say between 34 and 36 years old. Part of the reason we're seeing that decrease in homes to sell is, again, as I stated earlier, the baby boomers are staying longer, and now we've got the millennials coming in. So that is one of the biggest reasons we are not going to see a housing market crash. The sky is not falling. Right now versus 2008, there are significant differences. And one of the biggest differences is almost 50% of home buyers either own their home outright or own only 50% or less on their mortgage. In 2008, that was why we saw all those foreclosures, was people were just so undervalued, or they had under equity in their homes. The other reason we aren't going to crash is we have tightened up on the lending laws significantly since that 2008. So there is not going to be a housing market crash anytime soon. If you have any more questions about the housing market, you want to think about selling, but you're afraid you won't find anywhere to live, you want to get in and start buying, give us a call. We are here to help. My husband helps me with this. So Wade and Annette Hetrick, Acre Realty, give me a call, 920-832-8648.